A woman's signals of attraction can be subtle, but they are powerful cues if you know what to look for. Stoics observed human nature with clarity, understanding that true intentions often reveal themselves through small gestures. In this video, we'll dive into the psychology behind a woman's desire for physical closeness, helping you recognize when she wants you to take that next step. Stay with me till the end to catch each of these signals, so you'll never miss the signs again. And as you watch, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own stories in the comments below. Chapter 1: Making excuses to be alone with you. When a woman is interested in you and feels a genuine connection, one of the clearest signs she'll show is her tendency to create situations where it's just the two of you. This isn't random or coincidental, it's intentional. She's actively seeking private time with you, a setting where conversation can flow more easily and where she can be her authentic self. Whether she's suggesting the two of you step outside for fresh air at a lively event, offering to accompany you on a quick errand, or inviting you to a quiet spot for a one-on-one chat, these moments are often crafted with purpose. By initiating these opportunities, she's signaling that she values your company on a more meaningful level and is curious about where things between you might lead. These private interactions aren't just a way to escape a crowd, they're a chance for her to connect with you on a deeper level. By choosing to spend time alone together, she's subtly testing the waters, seeing if there's a special connection worth exploring. These private moments allow her to reveal more of her thoughts, share parts of her personality that may not come through in group settings, and even show a bit of vulnerability. It's her way of saying, "I feel comfortable enough with you to let down my guard and be genuine." This deliberate act of finding reasons to be alone together is often a strong indication that she's open to building intimacy and trust, key components for any lasting bond. For a Stoic, solitude is essential for observing authenticity, a space where true personalities emerge unfiltered by social expectations. Similarly, when she seeks alone time with you, she's inviting you into a setting where both of you can be more genuine. This isn't just about sharing physical space, it's about creating an environment where emotional walls can come down and real connections can form. She's allowing you a glimpse into her truest self, and she's equally interested in seeing who you are beyond surface-level interactions. Alone time becomes her invitation to explore something more meaningful, a chance for both of you to build something real beyond words. Recognizing these private encounters as her subtle attempts to deepen your connection can change the way you respond. By engaging in meaningful conversations, asking thoughtful questions, or simply sharing a comfortable silence, you're signaling your willingness to embrace the intimacy she's initiating. Solitude in this context isn't just about being free from others, it's about creating a space where both of you feel valued and seen, building a connection that goes beyond casual acquaintance. When she's consistently finding ways to be alone with you, take it as a clear indication of her interest. She's showing you that she wants to get to know you better and is open to exploring the potential for something deeper. In these private moments, allow yourself to trust what she's communicating through her actions and authentic curiosity about building a meaningful connection with you. Chapter 2: Initiating light physical contact. When a woman initiates light, almost imperceptible physical contact, it's more than a casual gesture, it's an intentional move, signaling her comfort and perhaps a budding attraction. Subtle touches, like a gentle tap on your shoulder, a light brush of her hand against yours, or an accidental bump, serve as nonverbal cues inviting you to notice her openness. These seemingly small gestures are often purposeful tests, allowing her to gauge your response and establish a warm, familiar connection that's both disarming and intriguing. Such touches create an unspoken intimacy that can hint at her desire for a connection that goes beyond casual acquaintance. These small, seemingly incidental touches are particularly powerful in their subtlety. Perhaps she playfully pats your back while laughing at your joke, or she leans in to touch your arm when making a point. In a crowded room, she might brush by you just a bit closer than necessary, making the contact feel intentional and hinting at her interest. Each of these moments carries a quiet message. She's comfortable around you, and she wants to see if you're receptive to a more intimate dynamic. When she initiates this kind of light contact, she's inviting you into her personal space, a privilege she reserves for those she feels at ease with and wants to know better. Stoic philosophy emphasizes actions over words, teaching us to observe subtle cues and interpret them as reflections of someone's true intentions. For the Stoic, these small gestures of touch from her can reveal much more than a spoken declaration. Physical contact, when initiated with care and gentleness, often speaks volumes about her interest and comfort level. By initiating these light touches, she's offering you an invitation to join her in a space of trust and openness, subtly revealing that she's drawn to you. Her gestures suggest that she's allowing you into her world, expressing her attraction without needing to voice it directly. The beauty of these light touches lies in their simplicity and non-intrusiveness. They're small enough not to demand immediate reciprocation, allowing her to test the waters without putting too much on the line. Yet, they're also intentional enough to make you aware of her feelings, creating a pathway for you to respond if you feel similarly. This gentle, unspoken dance of touch and reaction can build a foundation of mutual understanding that doesn't rely on direct statements, but rather on a shared sense of comfort. If you find yourself enjoying these moments, reciprocating with a soft touch on her arm or even a warm smile can convey that you're equally open and receptive to her invitation, showing that you value the connection she's building. These light touches often signal a willingness to explore a deeper, more emotionally invested connection. She's letting her guard down in gradual, intentional ways, subtly suggesting that she's interested in discovering whether the relationship can move into a more intimate space. In her view, these touches serve as a bridge to that next level, hinting at her readiness to connect beyond conversation alone. It's a way of inviting you to explore closeness in a way that feels safe, natural, and unforced, signaling that she envisions the possibility of an emotional partnership that's based not just on words or fleeting looks, but on mutual comfort and respect. This type of light, playful contact often carries an undertone of curiosity as she gauges how you respond to her unspoken advances. If she catches your eye and smiles after initiating a touch, she's showing that she wants you to notice and reciprocate. She's not just seeking a casual acquaintance, rather, she's hinting at the desire to see if there's potential for something deeper, something that involves trust, closeness, and shared experiences. When she initiates these touches, she's building a bridge, inviting you to meet her halfway, and suggesting that a richer, more significant connection could be possible if both of you are open to exploring it. Consider each touch as a small step toward an evolving intimacy that doesn't rely on grand gestures or explicit words. By gradually establishing this subtle, physical closeness, she's opening the door to a dynamic where both emotional and physical connections can flourish. She's laying the foundation for a relationship that's rooted in comfort and trust, a partnership where the two of you can feel at ease expressing interest in one another without pressure or pretense. When she engages in these light touches, she's crafting a shared experience, showing that she values your presence and feels an underlying attraction that could lead to something deeper. By recognizing and responding to these gestures, you're also showing her that you're open to building a similar closeness. These moments of shared, almost imperceptible touch serve as a mutual signal, a way for both of you to acknowledge that you feel comfortable and interested in one another's company. And in doing so, she's creating a bond that feels organic, an invitation for you to step into her world and potentially move forward in a way that feels natural and meaningful. When she initiates these light, intentional touches, she's sharing a private piece of her interest, quietly signaling that she's drawn to the idea of growing closer and exploring the connection between you. Chapter 3. Leaning into your space. If you catch her leaning in when you're together, take note, this small gesture can reveal a lot about her level of interest and attraction. Leaning into your personal space is more than just a way to hear you better or get a closer look. It's a form of body language that shows she's comfortable with you and genuinely engaged. By physically closing the distance between you, she's signaling that she feels safe and even drawn to you. It's her way of creating a private bubble, a shared space just for the two of you, which is often a strong indicator of her desire for a closer, more intimate connection. When she leans in, whether subtly during conversation or more obviously during laughter, she's inviting a deeper connection that goes beyond words. She's giving you a window into her comfort and openness, letting you know that she's genuinely interested in what you're saying and in you as a person. This closeness is more than a physical act, it's an emotional invitation, as if she's saying, "I trust you, and I want to be close to you." Her body language is speaking volumes about her interest and trust, creating an atmosphere where deeper emotions can begin to flourish. From a Stoic perspective, proximity is often a reflection of connection and shared understanding. Stoics were acutely aware that body language can reveal a person's true thoughts and feelings, sometimes even more than words can. When she leans into your space, she's quietly expressing that she's ready to let you into her world, to share moments that go beyond superficial interactions. She's showing you that she's interested not only in the conversation, but in forming a bond that involves a level of emotional closeness. The physical space she's creating is her way of saying that she sees you as someone worthy of intimacy and trust. This act of leaning in also communicates a certain vulnerability. By moving closer, she's allowing herself to be a bit more exposed, signaling a readiness to let you see her true self. This openness is significant. It's her way of breaking down any barriers and showing that she feels safe and comfortable in your presence. She's letting you know that she doesn't mind getting close and is, in fact, inviting it. This physical closeness is an expression of the emotional closeness she's hoping to develop, a way to silently communicate her willingness to move beyond casual interactions. If you find her frequently leaning toward you during different moments, whether in a quiet conversation or when sharing a laugh, it's her way of keeping the connection personal and intimate. Embrace these moments and reciprocate by leaning in yourself, showing her that you're equally invested in this closeness. These moments, where the distance between you both physically and emotionally shrinks, can serve as the foundation for a relationship where both feel connected and valued. This subtle move of leaning into your space is not just about proximity, it's a form of invitation. By closing the distance, she's signaling that she wants you to come closer, to be a part of her personal space and, by extension, a part of her life. Her body language is speaking clearly. She's interested in more than just surface-level interactions. She wants a connection that feels authentic and close, something that goes beyond just conversation. So, the next time she leans toward you, recognize it as a genuine sign of her interest and an invitation to deepen your connection. Chapter 4. Adjusting her clothing near you. When a woman adjusts her clothing, smooths her dress, or touches her hair in your presence, these seemingly minor actions often carry more meaning than they appear. Subtle as they may seem, such gestures can reveal a heightened awareness of herself and a desire to make a positive impression in your eyes. Whether she's straightening her top, repositioning herself, or casually running her fingers through her hair, these are signs she's considering how you perceive her, and they often indicate a level of interest. These small, graceful movements reflect her desire to be noticed by you, signaling that she values your attention and hopes to make a favorable impression. These adjustments are an unconscious yet impactful form of nonverbal communication. She's signaling, without needing to say anything, that she's aware of your presence and is subtly preparing for a moment where closer interaction may occur. This isn't simply a matter of vanity or perfectionism, it's about presenting her best self, the version she hopes you'll find appealing. Each tiny adjustment and every slight turn of her posture create a silent invitation, encouraging you to look a bit closer and to notice her in a more meaningful way. In Stoic philosophy, self-awareness and perception of others are pivotal in social interactions. The Stoics believed that actions often express what words cannot, and here, her behavior perfectly illustrates this principle. By focusing on her appearance and making these small adjustments around you, she's expressing a self-awareness that conveys, "I want you to notice me." It's a thoughtful awareness not only of her own presence, but of how you might be perceiving her. Your opinion matters to her, and each small adjustment is a delicate way of expressing her interest, almost like saying, "I'm interested, and I hope to be noticed by you." When she adjusts her clothing or touches her hair in your company, it also conveys a certain vulnerability and openness. She's essentially letting you into a more personal part of herself, wanting you to see her at her best, even if she's not fully aware of this desire. This invitation to notice these gestures subtly opens the door to a more personal interaction, hoping perhaps that you'll pick up on her cues and respond with a kind word or acknowledgement. It's an unspoken message that she's open to the possibility of closer connection, hoping to create an atmosphere where you might feel encouraged to initiate conversation or respond with a gesture of your own. These adjustments are more than just grooming or self-presentation. They're also a way of mentally preparing herself to be seen and appreciated by you. Each small touch or adjustment is a step toward making herself feel more confident and ready for a deeper level of engagement. She might play with her necklace, smooth the fabric on her sleeve, or shift her posture, all actions meant to create a more inviting, open image in your presence. Such gestures reflect her desire to share space with you in a way that goes beyond simple interaction, signaling an underlying readiness for something more meaningful. If you find her frequently adjusting her appearance whenever she's around you, consider it a sign of genuine interest. These aren't simply idle gestures, but indications of a deeper desire for your attention and connection. She's subconsciously preparing herself to be noticed and appreciated by you. When you observe her making these adjustments, try acknowledging them in a gentle, respectful way, whether with a compliment on her style or a comment on how nice she looks. This acknowledgement validates her efforts, responding to her silent invitation for connection and allowing her to feel seen and valued. This heightened awareness is her way of inviting you to engage more closely with her. Her adjustments aren't merely about looking good, they communicate a deeper desire for intimacy and connection. When she straightens her posture, fixes her shirt, or tucks her hair behind her ear, she's showing that she values your opinion, hoping to create a comfortable atmosphere where you feel drawn to engage with her. This silent invitation, through small gestures, is her way of inviting you to notice, to engage, and perhaps to initiate a moment of connection. These small acts of self-presentation are her subtle way of aligning herself with you emotionally and mentally. Each adjustment conveys a desire for resonance, suggesting that she's not only attuned to your presence, but also open to creating shared moments with you. It's not just about looking a certain way, but about forming a connection that feels inviting and genuine. She may be playing with the hem of her dress or repositioning herself to appear more approachable, and these are all clues that she's interested in bridging the gap between you, inviting you to engage with her in a way that feels authentic. Every adjustment she makes is part of a silent, unspoken dance, subtly encouraging you to pay attention and engage. When she smooths her clothes or plays with her jewelry, she's not merely tending to her appearance, she's making herself feel more open and approachable, sending you cues to initiate a conversation or compliment. It's her way of creating a space where she hopes you feel comfortable enough to respond to her gestures, acknowledging her interest in you. By paying attention to these small signs, you'll not only understand her intentions better but also be able to reciprocate in a way that makes her feel noticed and appreciated. Chapter 5. Lingering handshakes or hugs. Handshakes and hugs might seem like simple, everyday greetings, but when a woman lingers in these gestures with you, it's often far more intentional. If you find her holding onto your hand a bit longer than expected or embracing you in a hug that doesn't end as quickly as usual, take note. This is a clear, non-verbal signal that she wants to establish a deeper, more personal connection. These prolonged touches indicate a level of comfort and desire to maintain physical closeness, suggesting that your presence holds special significance for her. She's expressing interest in you without needing words, showing through her actions that she values being near you. A handshake that lasts a beat too long or a hug where her arms stay wrapped around you a little longer than necessary are cues that she's not simply going through the motions. She might even give your hand a gentle squeeze or press her body slightly closer during a hug, subtle ways of prolonging that moment of contact. For her, this isn't just a routine greeting or farewell. It's a way of savoring the connection, a silent indication that she wants more than just a casual acquaintance. Each extra second spent holding your hand or staying in your embrace is her way of expressing that she feels good being close to you and is open to deepening that bond. From a Stoic perspective, these gestures go beyond mere formality. They reflect trust, openness, and a genuine desire for connection. For the Stoics, touch was a form of communication that held meaning and expressed sincerity. When she lingers in a handshake or a hug, she's symbolizing her willingness to let her guard down and embrace the present moment with you. There's a warmth in this gesture, an openness that reveals she feels secure and connected. She's showing you that being with you is more than just another social interaction. It's something she genuinely enjoys and perhaps even looks forward to. Moreover, these lingering touches also show her vulnerability. By holding onto your hand or embracing you for longer, she's subtly letting you know that she's comfortable being close to you. She's giving you a peek into her feelings, showing that she values the way you make her feel. She may not come out and say it, but through these small gestures, she's sharing a deeper side of herself. She's hinting that she wants this connection to be something meaningful, that being with you feels safe and comforting in a way that encourages her to stay close, even if it's just for a few extra seconds. If you notice these lingering gestures happening consistently, it's worth considering the level of trust she's placing in you. These aren't casual moves, but rather an unspoken form of expressing affection and desire. For example, the next time she gives you a handshake that's slower to end, consider responding with a smile or a light touch in return. When she hugs you, maybe gently place your hand on her back to acknowledge the moment, letting her know that you also value that closeness. These small responses can reinforce the connection, encouraging her openness and showing that you, too, recognize and appreciate the bond you're developing. Sometimes, she may also incorporate other small signs during these lingering touches, like making eye contact as she pulls away or offering a soft smile that feels intimate. These details make the experience more personal and intentional, reinforcing that her actions are meant to communicate more than words could. When she holds onto your hand or hugs you just a little longer, she's saying, "I feel good being near you." In this shared moment, she's inviting you to acknowledge the closeness she's offering and perhaps reciprocate with a gesture of your own. These lingering touches, therefore, are more than polite gestures. They're her way of letting you know that she values you and feels comfortable being close. She's hoping you'll notice and perhaps even return the sentiment. Embrace these moments not just as signs of attraction, but as genuine indications of her trust and interest in building a connection that goes beyond surface level. Her prolonged touches are unspoken invitations to move closer, emotionally and physically, as she reveals that she's open to exploring a deeper relationship with you. Chapter 6. Showing interest in your tattoos or scars. When a woman is genuinely interested in the unique details of your life, like the stories behind your tattoos, scars, or other marks, it reveals her desire to connect with you on a deeper level. These personal questions go beyond a casual interest in aesthetics. She's looking to understand the experiences, values, or challenges that have shaped you. By engaging in conversations about these intimate markers, she's not only admiring your individuality, but also inviting you to share pieces of yourself that are often hidden. This curiosity shows she's not just focused on the surface, but is intrigued by the stories and layers that make you who you are. When she asks about your tattoos or scars, she's signaling that she values your journey and wants to know the moments that left a mark on you, both physically and emotionally. Each tattoo, scar, or mark often has a memory or meaning attached, Perhaps it symbolizes a hardship you overcame, a place you visited, or even a lesson learned. In asking about these details, she's trying to bridge the gap between you, to understand what lies beneath your exterior. This genuine interest isn't something people show with casual acquaintances, it's a sign she's invested in getting to know the real you. Her desire to understand your personal history opens a door to a connection that's both emotional and potentially physical, as her attention subtly invites closeness and trust. In Stoic thought, our physical marks, whether scars or tattoos, often symbolize resilience, growth, and the path we've taken in life. Scars, in particular, are considered signs of endurance and strength, reflecting moments where we encountered and overcame obstacles. When she inquires about these marks, she's not just being curious, she's expressing admiration for the resilience and experiences they represent. It's her way of recognizing and honoring your journey, which, from a Stoic perspective, is a deeply respectful gesture. By showing this level of interest, she's indirectly acknowledging the strength and depth in your past, seeing you as someone who has not only lived, but has truly experienced life in a meaningful way. The act of discussing these personal details can also create an opening for subtle, gentle touch. For instance, if she lightly traces the outline of a tattoo or softly touches a scar while asking about it, she's likely exploring physical connection while showing appreciation for your unique story. These gestures of physical curiosity are more than just acts of admiration. They reflect her comfort in your presence and her desire to share a more intimate experience. Such moments reveal that she wants to bridge both emotional and physical distance, using your shared stories as a foundation for growing closer. This is her way of saying, I want to know what's important to you, what's shaped you, and perhaps become part of your ongoing journey. Moreover, when she's genuinely interested in the details of your life, it creates a bond based on openness and trust. By talking about your personal history, you're revealing pieces of yourself that are rarely shared in casual conversation. This vulnerability invites her to open up in return, deepening the sense of mutual understanding and connection. In these exchanges, she's not only engaging with you but inviting you into a shared space where you both feel seen and understood. If you respond by sharing the stories behind these marks, you're reinforcing this bond, creating an atmosphere of trust that fosters both emotional and physical closeness. Pay attention, too, to her tone and body language as she shows interest in these unique features. If she leans in, makes eye contact, and listens attentively, these are signs that her interest is sincere and that she's present in the moment. Her curiosity about your tattoos or scars isn't about finding flaws, it's about appreciating the depth and experiences that make you unique. Her attention is a way of communicating that she sees you as someone with substance, someone who's lived a full life. She values these marks as symbols of your character, and by showing interest in them, she's expressing that she wants to be a part of your story moving forward. Ultimately, her interest in the personal details of your life is a bridge toward intimacy. These conversations aren't about idle curiosity, they're a window into your past and the resilience that has shaped you. Embrace these moments as an opportunity to connect, recognizing her attention as a sincere invitation for closeness. This level of curiosity is a profound sign that she's not only intrigued by who you are, but also open to creating a meaningful connection with you. Through her questions and attentive presence, she's signaling that she values what makes you unique and wants to know you on a level that transcends the ordinary. Chapter 7: Creating Opportunities for Physical Touch. When a woman orchestrates situations that lead to physical touch, whether by playfully bumping into you, sitting close so that your arms naturally brush, or standing just within reach, she's making her interest known in a subtle but powerful way. These aren't merely accidental actions, they're intentional cues, a gentle invitation for you to engage physically and see her openness to a deeper connection. When she moves into your personal space and finds reasons for even fleeting touches, she's signaling that she's comfortable with you and willing to explore a level of physical closeness. These gestures, though small, are her way of saying she's intrigued by you and wants to bridge the physical distance between you. In a way, this is her method of creating a more intimate environment without explicitly saying so. Maybe she leans in close while sharing a laugh, or perhaps she playfully nudges your shoulder in response to something you said. These seemingly minor actions are her way of bringing you two into a shared space that allows for a deeper connection to develop. Unlike overt expressions of interest, these are subtle moves designed to gauge your reaction and see if you reciprocate her openness to touch. By closing the physical distance, she's also lowering emotional barriers, inviting you to step into a more intimate connection with her. From a Stoic perspective, intentions are often revealed more clearly through action than through words, and here, her actions speak volumes. These moments of shared physical space are her way of signaling genuine comfort and attraction, using her body language to communicate what she might hesitate to say aloud. This is her way of showing that she feels safe with you and is intrigued by the prospect of growing closer. Each gentle touch, lingering moment, or shared laugh in close proximity is her invitation for you to acknowledge her interest and, potentially, respond in kind. Consider, too, the deliberate nature of her actions. When she arranges opportunities for physical closeness, she's making an intentional effort to connect. For instance, if she suggests sitting beside you rather than across the table or finds reasons to stay near you during a social gathering, she's creating a comfortable space where touch and closeness feel natural and unforced. Each of these moments is designed to feel organic, yet they're purposeful and revealing. She wants you to feel her presence, to notice her subtle movements toward you, and perhaps to feel encouraged to reach out yourself. Moreover, when a woman goes out of her way to be physically near, she's actively building a level of trust that invites deeper connection. This kind of closeness requires a level of comfort and security that isn't easily shared with just anyone. For her, choosing to be in close proximity is more than a casual choice. It's a demonstration of her interest and willingness to explore the boundaries of physical connection. Each time she inches closer, it's a gesture that conveys, without words, that she sees you as someone she can feel at ease with, someone worth letting down her guard for. Observe her body language in these situations, too. If she maintains eye contact, shares a lingering smile, or naturally rests her hand nearby, she's giving you all the signs that she's open to more. She might even adjust her body to face you more directly or lean toward you, her posture mirroring her openness and comfort. These subtle yet powerful gestures are her way of saying she's ready to see where things could go, inviting you to take that next step. Stoicism teaches us that actions often reveal the truth of one's intent more clearly than words, and here, her actions reveal an unspoken message of warmth and invitation. Take these opportunities as her attempt to create a physical connection that lays the foundation for something more meaningful. When she creates these openings for touch, she's extending an invitation to see if you'll respond, giving you permission to step into a more intimate interaction. Her actions are a clear sign that she's interested in seeing where this connection can lead. It's not just about the physical contact itself, it's about what that contact represents, a shared experience, a hint of vulnerability, and the possibility of deepening the bond between you. In essence, her actions are her way of saying she's open to the idea of you two growing closer. She's chosen a path of subtlety, allowing physical closeness to naturally evolve into emotional connection. Each moment she spends in close proximity to you, each excuse she finds to be near, is her way of inviting you to take a step closer as well. If you notice her making these small yet significant moves, take it as a genuine sign of interest, one that's rooted in her desire to share an experience that goes beyond mere friendship. Recognize these moments as the beginning of something potentially transformative, where comfort and attraction create an open door to a richer, more intimate connection. Recognizing these subtle signs of attraction requires observation, patience, and an understanding of the subtle language of gestures. When a woman wants to get closer to you, she'll often express it in ways that are quiet yet meaningful. Remember, Stoics believe that understanding others begins with observing their actions, not just their words. If you've seen any of these signs in someone you know, you may be on the brink of a deeper connection. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your own experiences below.